What's up, droners, and welcome to another list video. When we first started this channel, the very first video we did, if you ever gone to the Wayback Machine, is actually the best drone apps you can do. And well, it's been a year. So let's update that with the next list of the best drone apps for your drones. Let's jump in. Coming in number 5, we have the UAV Forecast Map. And what this app does is it gives you comprehensive weather readouts on the exact local area of where you are. I mean, it tells you about the temperature, wind speeds, cloud cover visibility, you name it. It gives you all the information you could ever need to know about, oh, I'm gonna fly something, I should know this. And based on the weather readouts, it tells you whether or not it's safe to fly the drone. And the cool thing about that is that you can actually set parameters to like what you want. If you think 15 to 20 to 30 miles an hour is too much for you to be flying, and it'll give you an alert and you open it up and it'll be all red, like, nah, you don't want to fly. It's gusts up to 35 miles an hour. And you're like, oh man, I wouldn't have known that. So this is super helpful for that, and it's super helpful for knowing if it's gonna rain, you know, like what the humidity is, because that actually does change things. So yeah, this is a really cool app that I use before I fly, along with the other ones that I use. So this app is free to download for Android and Apple, and it gives you 24-hour forecast whenever you want it. And there's a premium service too. You can go to uavforecast.com to create an account, which is $1.99 a month or $21.99 a year, and that will allow for 7-day forecasts. So you can actually project ahead of time instead of just in the day. I like that. Coming in number 4, we have the Drone Pre AR. And the reason I love this is because the reason I got into drones in the first place is because of video games. And this is kind of like putting the two together. And what it does is it takes, like, you know, when you're flying a Phantom 3 or Phantom 4, which are the only drones this is compatible with, is that you get a screen readout, and on that screen readout, you're looking through the camera, and what it does is it overlays things onto the camera. So like if you don't know what AR is, then it's like Pokemon Go, where it puts like the Pokemon on the table and stuff. Like that's like the lowest level of AR. And what this one does is it puts rings and coins and things like that for you to fly on certain paths, and you have to go around, and it's like a video game. Like you're flying, and it's crazy. And it's, I don't know, this is just fun stuff. It's a good practice thing to do, because sometimes when you're like, oh, let me go fly to practice, you don't really know what to do. You know, you don't really have like, okay, well, there's nothing in this open field to film or anything like that, so you can be like, well, let me play this game. They've designed over 30 obstacle courses that range in difficulty from novice to advanced. And the reason you should get this is because, well, it can help cure the boredom of flying in a field to practice, first of all. But you also can take, like, it gives you tight turns. Like the more difficult you go, the better it is. And the drone isn't really in any danger. Like if you do this in a big, wide open spot, then you'll have obstacles that actually aren't real obstacles that you can learn how to avoid, because the obstacles will stay in place when you're moving the drone. So it's almost like actually playing with physical things, which is pretty cool. And this drone app is available for Apple and Android, and it's free. So why not? Coming number 3, this is a big one for me, is HD Sync and AirData UAV. My drone flying partner Dominic is the one who forced this upon me when we first started flying, and I'm really happy for it. And pretty much is the official app of AirData UAV. It's formerly Healthy Drones is what it was called before that, which it was when I got it. But the app allows you to do flight logs. And when I say flight logs, like it actually takes flight logs for you, but it takes them in such a detailed manner. Like it takes your battery health, it takes like how high you fly, how fast you fly, how long you fly. It takes literally every single metric that you didn't even know your drone was recording, and it puts it into a readable format, and it records it, and it can auto sync it all the time. So if you ever need to pull flight records or something you did, you have all of that data forever. If you ever need to look at how your battery health is doing, like, which is the main reason I got it, it tells you everything about what each of your batteries is looking like, how the power cells are, what voltage level they are. Like it tells you literally everything. And honestly, you should have this, because if you haven't started doing this already, you should be logging your flights in one way or another. Stay tuned for more information on that kind of a thing. But either way, this is a really, really like laissez-faire way of logging your flights, that you can go back and just look at your telemetry data and look at everything that you've done. So check it out, it's really useful. So this app is available for free Android and Apple, but the premium accounts are available on airdata.com, which allows for more flights logged, because there's a limit. You know, they want money. But this is worth it. This is worth it. So it's $274 a month or $13.74 a month, depending on how many flights you do. I pay for this because it's worth it. Coming in number 2, AirMap. AirMap is another one of those useful drone apps like Hover, or I guess Before You Fly. Even though Before You Fly isn't useful, it just tells you never should fly anywhere. But AirMap provides you maps on where you can fly and where you can't fly safely. It also has a button to send a notice to the local airports to let you know that, let them know that you're doing stuff. They have 125 airports in their database, which isn't all that many, but they're building. And it keeps an eye on the local air traffic and gives you an alert if there's something like a plane coming in to where the area that you are. So you can just have like a heads up for a heads up. You know what I'm saying? Like ahead of time. But either way, you should have it, because, it's just another way to keep yourself safe, keep yourself away from airplanes, keep yourself flying in the areas you're supposed to. And especially if you're flying in a place where like you're going on the road and you don't know the area that well, then this could be super useful knowing where you should be and where you shouldn't be. And last but not least, sometimes you don't know that there's an air base anywhere near you because all the air bases of the US military aren't clearly marked, or helipads are not all clearly marked. And this will tell you all the ones that you should see. This app is available on Apple and Android, because apparently everything is, and it's free. So it's free 99. So you should get that. Coming in number 1, we have Kitty Hawk, and this is like one of those all-in-one kind of drone apps because it provides the weather information, it gives airspace maps, it gives you Part 107 flight certification, so you just have it on you at all times, flight logging information, and more. And it allows you to create your own pre-flight checklist as well, so you can say this is what I like to go through before I fly and create all that kind of stuff, which is really cool. And also has a tab for asset management, so you can track all of your drones, drone equipment, keep track of where they are, what is working, what has changed, what is charged, what's not charged. Like it pretty much has a lot when it comes to like asset tracking, like, oh, here's all my equipment and where's where it is. It's pretty good. And they say that this is the last drone app you'll ever need. I think that that's a strong statement considering all the other apps on this list and the other list. But they do a pretty good job of being pretty encompassive of a lot of the things that are on this list and the other list. It's just that they don't go as far as all these other things do. But at the same time, if you just want one app, this one's pretty powerful. So in addition to all that, one of the things that I want to point out, I already talked about this a little bit, is that if you actually own a drone company and you're allowing other people to fly your drones and all that, this is a really good way to be able to manage where your drones are, where your batteries are, and where everything is. Like, it's a good way to asset manage all the things that are happening at once, like kind of the things that I do. The app is actually free for Apple and Android, and you can also get the premium account for more features, of course, which plan that goes up, but it's like from free to $750 a month to up to $75 a month, because like I said, they want this to be the all-in-one. So you should take a look, see what kind of features you need, download it and use it accordingly. Probably worth it. Droners, thank you for checking out this list like video. And if you want to see another list like video, bam, we have them, including the original drone app video, which is amazing. Or if you want to check out the greatest intro video that's ever happened, bam, it's for a drone channel, because that's what we do. And if you could go ahead and support what we do, we have a Patreon link, which is below, which would be super helpful to make it so that we can keep doing these quality videos for you. Or at the very least, subscribe, because that allows us to know you support us anyway. And as always, make sure you stay fly.